Good morning, staff, parents, friends, and most importantly, fellow graduates of the class of 2014. I would like to start off by quoting one of my favorite artists, Aubrey Graham, or as most of you probably call him, Drake. This very wise man once stated, "Started from the bottom, now we're here." Doesn't that feel so good to say? Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom and our whole team is here. Fellow graduates, the day has finally arrived. We are done with high school. After years of hard work, coming together as a community during school events, witnessing our peers win championship games and other numerous awards, completing our countless ISPs, and marking down our calendars to get to this day, we have finally made it. And I would like to congratulate every one of you for this achievement. Now, as your valedictorian, which I'm very honored to be, by the way, I was given a task to write this speech. I asked a good friend of mine on their thoughts on what I should tell you in this speech, and her intelligent response to this was, stuff. Thank you, Elisa. I took your wise advice to heart, and here I am, ready to share some stuff with you. Specifically, I'd like to share with you 4 things that I know to be true. 4 things that I believe we will encounter once we leave CIC. Now, I don't want these things to seem contrived or cliche because you may have heard of them before, but I am sharing these with you because I believe them. You see, I want to give you a picture of reality that is filled with great potential, and it is up to you, graduates, on what you choose. The first truth is that we will change. You will experience change once you leave CIC. In fact, you've already experienced it. Think of the change you experienced in order to get here today. Finally being able to do 4U courses. Going from having an 11 p.m. curfew to a 12 a.m. curfew. I'd like to give a little shout out to all the XYAAs. That was quite the battle. Think of all the opportunities that have presented themselves with constant change. Think of all the growth and the new lessons that have yet to be learned in your life. Change is and will constantly happen, so do not allow that to bother you. Instead, embrace it and move with life, whichever direction it takes you. On the other hand, I would also like to encourage you to make the change. Break the status quo and go against the current. Because the world now more than ever needs people who are driven and passionate about what they do. The world needs people like us who will come alive and make the changes that it needs. The second truth is that we will grow up and we will wake up to the realities of the world. But this should not stop us from dreaming. When we were younger, I'm sure many of us were asked what we wanted to become when we were older. Our answers were things like pilot, doctor, princess, astronaut, or in my case, a diva. We responded with our deepest and most innermost dreams. We had no restrictions. I actually knew someone who wanted to become an airplane when they grew up. Just let that sink in, an airplane. I hope he has come to realize how that's a little bit tricky. But the point is that just like when we were children, I would like to encourage you to have no restrictions, to dream. Because when you make decisions based on what you really want, based on what you're really passionate about, and you choose to step outside the margins that society so often creates for us, you will be happy and you will feel fulfilled. The third truth is that we will fail. No matter how successful we will be, and I do believe that this class will attain a huge amount of success, you will fail as well. Now, don't be scared to fail, however, because it is bound to happen. I personally think that failure is just life trying to move us in a different direction. If you think about all the times you have struggled, whether it was with a test or a task that was given to you, and the discouragement that you may have felt. I'm sure it didn't feel that great back then, but take a look at where you are now. Eventually, we move past the hard times because we know that there's a chance for us to turn things around, to do better, and most of all, become better. The only question really is, will you choose to let failure last, or will you choose to get back up? See, I believe that this class will choose to get back up and look at failure as just another stepping stone in our journeys. The fourth truth is that our generation will do great things. Some of us call this the generation of technology. Others call us the generation of change. And some experts call this the selfie generation. Truth be told, we are equipped with so many tools that I do not doubt that we will achieve a lot of success. I know it. In our class, for example, we've got Basi Moragia, our very own Queen Bee, whom we all fangirled over at this year's spring show. We've got Bill Tao, who started up his own student-run magazine and put together an incredible team of creative and dedicated students who released 2 issues in just a couple of months. There's also Obi Obi Kudu, the next Dwayne Wade, who can now perfect a dunk. There's also Selena Liang, who has contributed just under 500 hours of community service and has been an example of someone with great character. As a class this year, we were meant to contribute around 10,000 hours of community service, but we chose to go well above and beyond that and contribute 30,000 hours. In doing all of this, we made choices to work together and do things that would impact our community in great ways. And I encourage you to continue doing this in the future, because the truth is that we really do have all the tools we need. I mean, nowadays, we can reach millions in minutes. We can share knowledge and interesting ideas, or just a picture of our outfit of the day on Instagram. We are well equipped with the tools that are provided to us and with the lessons that we have learned. Fellow graduates, we are the generation of change and knowledge, and that is why I have no doubt that we are capable of doing anything we put our minds to. I hope my 4 truths will somehow impact you and help you as you embark on this new journey in your life, one that you should be very excited about. Although this moment and this day is one that we have been looking forward to, it does not escape me that with the bliss, there's also sadness. However long we've been counting down the days for, this moment is bittersweet because we have to say goodbye. Goodbye to everything that had become so familiar to us, and goodbye to the people and the friendships that we had formed. Goodbyes are inevitable though, and I can only hope that this farewell leads you to take the lessons you learned from CIC and use them to help you create new and better experiences. Now, before I conclude this speech, I'd like to remind all of you that you should be extremely proud of yourselves, just as others are of you. In the words of Gary Boulding, your parents are extremely proud of you. You cannot imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. So right now would probably be the best time to ask them for money. Do it. On a more serious note, in a few moments, you will all officially be CIC's graduating class of May 2014. You have received your diplomas, and with that, I hope you stay humble and work towards whatever goals you have set out for yourselves. You have the smarts and the heart to go with it, and it's up to you to decide now where and how you will use those gifts. Fellow graduates, I wish you all the best of luck. Do not forget to take selfies along the way. And congratulations to the best class ever!